Good afternoon, everyone. It might be around lunchtime, sorry. History absolutely, unequivocally repeats itself. Without a shadow of a doubt, it always does. And what is the first thing that we do not ever pay attention to is history. What is the first thing we want to erase, no matter who you are and where you are and what side of the fence you're on and what gender you are? There is always an ambition to abolish, erase, reshape without ever understanding, with the full, complete knowledge, good and bad, of history. Now, I'm a bit of a history buff. I think a lot of guys are. I went briefly to college after dropping out of high school and getting my GED, and I'm not saying that was a good idea to drop out of high school. I'm not encouraging anyone anywhere to ever do that. I'm just saying. But I did go back to school and was going to become a history teacher. But then I got into a job that made more money, and I felt, hey, why go there when the numbers looked better where I was? But anyhow, or as they say in the olden days, anywho, MCAS in Massachusetts. When I was up there living in Massachusetts, talked to a history teacher. What is not on the MCAS at that point in time? Now, someone's a teacher, you can tell me if it's changed, but history is not on there. Reading, science, math, all of that. Even though we have changed math, there's like different ways of doing the same exact problem. Common Core, whatever it may be, Delta, whatever it is. It keeps on changing to get the same darn answer. I'm waiting for 2 plus 2 to not equal 4 in the classic sense. You'll have to side by side the numbers, probably divide them in half, add them again, multiply, but then finally get to 2. Because, we have to keep people employed by coming up with new systems to do the same darn job over and over again. But look at what's going on in the world today. Whether you believe your cause is right or not, that is not my point. That is not my point. However, I will make one point. Any movement, any cause, anything at all that doesn't glorify God just is going to fail in the end, no matter who you are and what you fight for. Because ultimately, what you may start fighting for seems to always get corrupt when organizations get involved. I look at the organized church as the same way. Once it's an organization, there's a corruption. Now people go, but Stephen, in the Bible, you have the elders and so forth and so on. You know what I'm talking about. You that want to play those silly little games, you know the history. You've done the history. Although some of you may play that game because it's what you've been told over and over again, instead of going and actually doing the legwork. And I get it, because, again, I've been playing videos. I've been down that road. I listened instead of actually learned and researched and looked it up on my own and read it. But anywho, again, off course, no movement will ever succeed. Now, history repeats, so we've been here before. I will not name certain organizations that are going on right now, but here's the thing. You have Marxists behind it. You have Marx. You have communism. You have socialism. We were down here before. 60 years ago, we're doing the same thing, roughly 60 years ago. And a little bit before that. It's been a constant attempt to completely change this country, which we call a democracy now. It was a republic, and now it's Democrat. Another story. Again, do the research and understand. But at the end of the day, if no one is in anything to glorify God, your movement will ultimately shut down. It will fail. It will destroy people. Nothing good will come except for those who are in the power positions of whatever it may be. The only thing that matters are human rights under God. Not human rights under the Democratic Party. Not human rights under the Republican Party. Or the Independent Party. Or whatever party comes along. I don't think they're going to bring back the Whig Party. But again, no movement means anything unless the ultimate goal is for glorifying God. Excuse me. And bringing lives to Jesus. Because that's going to be your end. That is the final judgment. and said, well, then I'll just party in hell. Or it was a cause worth fighting for. Was it? No matter what it is you fight for, no matter what true cause it is, and I believe there are some very true causes, and there are good things to be fighting for. But don't lose sight, which always seems to happen, because you get wrapped up in an organization, and that's what happens. It doesn't matter what organization, it doesn't matter what color, it doesn't matter what gender, it doesn't matter. If it is not glorifying God, it will ultimately fail and destroy people's lives on every spectrum. Both genders, everyone, every color, every creed, every ethnicity, every country. Bring love, bring stern love, but bring truth. That is ultimately what matters, is the truth of the Bible. Now, if you want to hate my video, that's up to you. I have no hate in my heart. Love for everyone, and prayers for everyone to seek God, and those who are seeking to find, to come to Jesus, through Jesus. I don't want to ramble on anymore. I appreciate your time, as always. And as always, God bless. I love you. Have a fantastic day.